What would happen if all the bees in the world disappeared? Picture this. It's a situation that's hard to imagine, yet could have dire consequences for our ecosystem. These small buzzing insects, commonly known as bees, perform a pivotal role that significantly impacts our everyday lives. More than we might be, these tiny creatures are instrumental in maintaining the balance of our natural world. Historically, bees have been recognized as a keystone species. The term keystone species is used to describe a species on which a large portion of the ecosystem is dependent. The disappearance of a keystone species can lead to an intense destabilization and imbalance in the natural world. But you might be wondering, how is it that such tiny creatures can have such a monumental impact? The answer to this lies within the process of pollination. Bees are known to be master pollinators. They go about their daily lives, fluttering from one flower to another, sipping on the sweet nectar that the flowers provide. In doing so, they inadvertently transfer pollen from the male parts of a flower to its female parts. This fundamental process is what fertilizes the plants, making them capable of producing fruit and seeds. Without bees, this process would be drastically reduced. Their absence would mean less pollination, leading to a significant decrease in the production of fruits and seeds. This would not only impact the plants, but also have a ripple effect through the entire ecosystem. Now consider the food chain. Bees are crucial for the survival of many species as they contribute to the food supply. Many plants that serve as the primary food source for certain animals rely heavily on bees for pollination. The absence of bees would mean these plants could produce less food, not just the animals that rely on them, but the entire food chain as well. Furthermore, bees are essential for the pollination of many of our favorite fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Imagine a world where the produce sections of grocery stores are barren. Picture a world where the fresh, juicy apples, the crunchy almonds, the sweet blueberries, the luscious cherries, the creamy avocados, the crisp cucumbers, the flavorful onions, the tart grapefruits, and the zesty oranges are all but a distant memory. Without bees, our diets would be drastically different, and the health of our environment would be at risk. We would lose the rich biodiversity of flora, and the subsequent decline in fauna would disrupt the ecosystem. Indeed, the loss of bees would send ripples through every aspect of our lives. So, the next time you see a bee buzzing around your garden, remember, they do more than just buzz. They serve as tiny reminders of the intricate and interconnected web of life that sustains us all. The world without bees is not just a world without honey, it's a world that would drastically alter life as we know it. Apples, almonds, blueberries, cherries, avocados, cucumbers, onions, grapefruits, oranges, and more are all pollinated by bees. It doesn't stop with just food either. Bees, the tiny pollinators, play a significant role in our existence. They are the unseen heroes of the environment, key contributors to the ecosystem's health, and our partners in agriculture. They are crucial for the survival of the human species as well. The world without bees would be a drastically different place, much less vibrant, devoid of many of our favorite fruits and veggies. We rely on them more than we realize, and this dependence extends beyond just food. We can't ignore the fact that bees have been playing a significant role for millions of years in the pollination process, the reproduction of plants. They help to produce the vast majority of the food we consume, and also to create a habitat for other wildlife. All this is achieved through their tireless dedication to the act of pollination. But the importance of bees doesn't limit itself to the environment and our palate. Bees also have a profound influence on our economy. The economic implications of a world without bees are staggering. Bees indirectly contribute to many sectors in the economy, and their disappearance would lead to a domino effect of disastrous economic consequences. Agriculture as a sector holds a significant share in many economies worldwide and is entirely dependent on bees. Bees are the fundamental pollinators that farmers heavily rely on for their crops. From blooming flowers to fruit-bearing trees, crops of all types need bees to thrive. In their absence, the yield from these crops would see a drastic decline. This loss of crop productivity would translate into a decline in agricultural revenue globally. A decline in agricultural productivity means a decline in the industry's overall profit, resulting in a detrimental effect on employment. Agricultural jobs might vanish, and the repercussions would be felt far and wide. Employment in related sectors like transportation, marketing, and retail that are directly linked to agriculture could experience a significant downturn. And the cost doesn't stop there. Without bees, the cost of hand pollination would be astronomical and extremely labor-intensive. A task that bees do for free and quite efficiently would suddenly turn into an expensive ordeal. Without bees, agricultural importing and exporting would also feel the sting. Countries that heavily rely on agricultural exports would find their economy in turmoil. Their balance of trade could be negatively affected and might plunge the country into a recession. The aftermath of the disappearance of bees would ripple through the global economy. It would affect every chain in the food supply, from farmers to consumers, and even the health of our planet. Hence, the disappearance of bees would not just be an ecological disaster, but an economic catastrophe. Without them, the industry would suffer massive losses, affecting jobs and economies worldwide. But let's circle back to our main point. The disappearance of bees would not only be catastrophic, but it would also cause a chain reaction, a ripple effect that would echo across every corner of our planet and our daily lives. Bees are not merely insects that contribute to the pleasant humming sounds in our gardens during the sunny days. Their role goes way beyond that. As humble as they seem, bees are the silent heroes of our ecosystem. They are the tireless workers that ensure the continuity of life as we know it. Have you ever stopped to consider the vast implications of the absence of these tireless workers from our planet? Bees are the chief pollinators of the plant world. They play a crucial role in promoting the growth of trees, flowers, and other plants that serve as food and shelter for different species. The absence of bees would have a significant impact on the biodiversity of our environment, affecting the variety of plants and animals, which could potentially lead to the extinction of certain species. Moreover, they have a crucial role in agriculture, which is the backbone of our food supply. They contribute to the pollination of various crops, which are essential for our food industry. Without bees, the cost of manually pollinating these crops would be astronomical and nearly impossible to manage. It would lead to a significant reduction in food production, and the scarcity would result in higher food prices. This would not only affect our supermarkets and grocery bills, but it would also have a significant impact on our economy, leading to job losses and the collapse of industries that rely heavily on pollination. Now imagine the delicate balance of nature upset. Ecosystems would not function as they should. Many species of birds, insects, and small mammals that on fruits and seeds that result from bee-pollinated plants would be left with no food. This would create a domino effect, impacting predators' entire food chain. It would also affect humans. Many medicines that we use come from plants that rely on bees for pollination, so we would have fewer treatment options for various diseases. That's why it's so important to do our part in preserving and protecting industrious creatures. It's a collective effort. Each one of us can make a difference by planting bee-friendly plants in our gardens, reducing the use of pesticides, and supporting local beekeepers. Every small action contributes to the bigger picture of preserving our buzzing friends and the environment they live in. In conclusion, we need bees. They are integral to our survival and the health of our planet. Their disappearance would spell for us, causing a domino effect that would ripple through ecosystems, economies, and our very way of life. The thought of a world without bees is indeed a bleak one. So, what would happen if all the bees in the world disappeared? It's a bleak picture, isn't it? That's why it's so important to take care of our buzzing friends and the environment they live in. Now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. We've got lots more to discuss and explore. Your comments and questions are greatly appreciated. We're always eager to hear from you. Don't let your curiosity fade. Keep seeking answers. Keep venturing into the unknown. It's those tiny details, the small wonders of life, that often make the most significant difference. There's so much more to discover about our fascinating. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep appreciating the small things in life. Because as we've learned today, even the tiniest creatures can have the biggest impact.